They say success is all about timing, or talent, or connections. But sometimes it's about a typo. In the mid-1990s, the sitcom world was thriving. Every night of the week, viewers tuned in for laugh tracks, quirky characters, and comfort television. Getting your foot in the door as a writer was nearly impossible unless you had a hit script, a big agent, or a miracle. This story is about the miracle. One struggling writer, let's call him Dave, had been trying to break into the business for years. He had no Hollywood family, no insider connections, just a stack of spec scripts, a used laptop, and a day job writing catalog copy to pay the bills. He lived in a tiny apartment in Burbank and spent his evenings workshopping pilot ideas with a few other aspiring screenwriters. One night, after pulling a double shift, Dave stayed up late polishing his latest script, a workplace comedy set in a bland corporate office. The premise wasn't revolutionary, but the characters were solid. The dialogue was sharp, and Dave was proud of the pacing. Until he reread a scene where a manager barges into the conference room and commandeers it. Except that's not what the line said. Thanks to fast fingers and a tired brain, Dave had accidentally written, "He commandered the conference room." He spotted the mistake right before submitting the script, thought about fixing it, then paused. He laughed and let it ride. The script was submitted to a mid-level production company known for quirky half-hour comedies. Weeks passed and no word. Then came the call. They loved it. Specifically, they loved that uptight manager character, the one who commandeered the room like he was leading a battlefield operation. "That word," the producer said, "tells me everything I need to know about this guy." Dave, confused but playing along, said something vague about satirizing corporate culture. The producer called him a genius. Within months, Dave had a development deal. The show didn't get picked up, but the writing caught the attention of someone else, a big-name showrunner looking for fresh voices. Dave was brought in for a meeting. The showrunner asked about his war room approach to office life. Dave said something about cubicle combat. They laughed. He was hired. That show? The Office. Dave Rogers would go on to become one of the key editors and directors behind the American version of The Office, helping shape the awkward, painfully relatable tone that made it iconic. His eye for timing, pacing, and character-driven humor earned him multiple Emmy nominations and an eventual win. He directed dozens of episodes and helped launch the careers of many of its stars. And yes, the mistake that got him noticed in the first place? Still a running joke in the writer's room. The word commandered even made its way into a script during season 4. Blink and you'll miss it, but it's there. A quiet nod to the typo that changed everything. That's the beauty of fate. Sometimes it's not about doing everything perfectly. Sometimes it's about the one thing you didn't mean to do, but that ends up being the thing that opens every door. Because in life, and sometimes in Hollywood, success often doesn't come from following the script. It comes from accidentally rewriting it. This has been Twist of Fate Radio. I'm Angela Clark. Until next time, remember, sometimes the smallest choices lead to the biggest consequences. Want to explore more stories like this? Visit twistoffateradio.com. There you can read more details about this story and others like it. Plus, you can submit your own Twist of Fate story to be considered for a future episode. You never know what twist of fate is coming next.